clear this is a full-scale invasion.
Rubber bullets, helicopters, armored vehicles.
You are tuning into Revolution Newslink, linking information, experience, revolutionaries, and making it mainstream. I'm your host, Chantel. Please hit the like button and share this stream. Follow us on all of our platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Spotify, as all of your support really does mean a lot. So let's go ahead and jump into the stories. Tens of thousands marched in Paris to protest rising living costs. Yes, on Sunday, protesting the rising living costs amid an increasingly tense political atmosphere marked by strikes at oil refineries and nuclear plants that threaten to spread further. The march had been planned long before the strikes by a coalition of left-wing parties eager to capitalize on the cost of living crisis and assert itself as the leading opposition force to President Emmanuel Macron. But on Sunday, organizers signaled that they intend to build momentum from the climate of social unrest to increase pressure on Mr. Macron's government. Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, will continue sending migrant flights to blue states after Florida recovers from Hurricane Ian damage, according to the program was halted due to officials responding to Hurricane Ian. The state paid $1 million to charter migrant flights to Delaware and Illinois, according to documents. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' program to relocate migrants in Florida to Democratic-led states is set to continue, a spokesperson for the politician confirmed on Saturday. Last month, DeSantis and his team helped coordinate a flight of 49 Venezuelan migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, in order to make a political statement about illegal immigration and advocate for closed border policies. The move was widely criticized by Democrats and opened up lawsuits and investigations against the governor. We will be posting links in the comments soon. And Venezuelan migrants deported from the U.S., hoping to enter the U.S. from Mexico, protested a new migration program on the border with the United States. The new program grants legal entry to 24,000 people from the crisis-racked country, while deporting all those who cross the southern border illegally.
Nosotros queremos hacer un llamado nuevamente a todas las autoridades a que por favor que vean.
And one moment, I will put up the video for people who are watching, and because it's subtitles, and for those who happen to be listening, you can check it out via the Facebook and YouTube pages. So here we are. Let me go ahead and play for you guys.
En este caso, no sabemos qué hacer. Estamos en el limbo. Estados Unidos no nos da una solución y México tampoco.
ninguna autoridad de inmigración de Estados Unidos se dirigió a nosotros en eso. Ellos solamente nos llamaron a 78 mujeres donde yo estaba y nos llamaron y ya, nos pasen, no se dirigen a nosotros, o sea, retiren sus pertenencias y que ellos en ningún momento nos dijeron que ustedes van a ser deportados, nada, solamente nos sacaron y nos llevaron allá.
For some people, this may disturb you a little bit. Russian soldiers are supplied with Viagra to rape Ukrainian women and dehumanize them, claims a UN official. Pramila Patten, the UN Special Representative on Sexual Violence, says it's clearly a military strategy. She said the UN had verified more than 100 rape or sexual assault cases since Russia invaded Ukraine. The UN official claimed on Friday that Russian soldiers are being supplied with the drug to rape Ukrainian women and dehumanize them, and claimed that it is a deliberate tactic and part of a military strategy. When women are held for days and raped, when you start to rape little boys and men, and when you see a series of genital mutilations, when you hear women testify about Russian soldiers equipped with Viagra, it's clearly a military strategy. And that was a quote from Patton talking to AFP per France 24. This article we will post in the comments for you all, for people who may not want to hear the rest of it. Iran's even prison set on fire as protests spread. And this was on Saturday. A fire engulfed an Iranian detention center known for holding political prisoners, including protesters from the demonstrations sweeping the country, as an uprising against the Islamic Republic entered its second month with no signs of abating. Biden turning to Trump era rule to expel Venezuelan migrants. We will post the links in the comments for you. New Russian draftees already in combat with scant equipment, and Kremlin in no hurry to release Brittany Griner. That's an update from Ukraine. And I have a photo here. I'm looking for. Okay, so the release of WNBA star Brittany Griner from a Moscow area prison is a priority for President Joe Biden, but not for Moscow, and aide to Russian President Vladimir Putin said Sunday. Quote, in this tense situation, I think that he, meaning Biden, is thinking first and foremost about the upcoming midterm elections, said Yuri Asakov on a state-run TV program called Moscow Kremlin Putin. Quote, he keeps emphasizing the need to bring Griner back home. However, it's not the main issue that we are concerned about. Griner has been in Russian custody since her February arrest, days before Russia invaded Ukraine, at a Moscow area airport on drug smuggling charges. She said she inadvertently packed cannabis oil in her luggage, pleaded guilty, and was issued a 9-year prison sentence that her lawyers are appealing. Efforts to arrange a swap to free her have been hampered by the historically poor relations between the U.S. and Russia, and Biden has said he would be willing to discuss Griner's case with Putin at next month's Group of 20 meeting in Indonesia. Putin says, sorry, wrong article. I do want to jump, and I will put the link in the comments for y'all on that one. Comedian Eric Andre said he experienced the most blatant case of racial profiling during an airport search in Georgia. He and another black comedian are now suing the police department. The other comedian is Clayton English. they're suing the Clayton County Police Department. That's interesting. The guy's name is Clayton, and they're suing the Clayton County Police Department. They argue they were victims of racial profiling after they were searched at an Atlanta airport. It was the most blatant experience with racial profiling, Andre wrote in a Daily Beast op-ed. This happened October 11th after they said they were subjected to drug searches at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in Georgia. Andre and English, both of whom are black, argue in the suit that their constitutional rights were violated through racial profiling and coercive stops. He said, quote, "This was not my first experience with racial profiling. It wasn't even my first experience with racial profiling at an airport. But it was the most blatant, and the encounter has stuck with me ever since." According to the suit, Andre was selected for a drug search by plainclothes officers on April 21st, 2021, while walking on the jet bridge, the pathway to the airplane that passengers walked through after going through Transportation Security Administration screening and gate check for his flight to Los Angeles. Similarly, English said he was stopped at the jet bridge while boarding a flight to Los Angeles by two police officers on October 30th, 2020. Neither was charged with a crime, and the comedians were free to board their flights after several minutes of questioning. Mr. Andre did not see any other black passengers boarding with this group. In both cases, the suit described the experiences as humiliating. And again, in Iran, a massive fire engulfed parts of Tehran's infamous Evin prison on Saturday, killing at least 8 people and injuring dozens of others. It's unclear exactly what happened, though the Iranian state media reported prisoners and guards clashed before the blaze erupted. Witnesses reported hearing explosions and gunfire coming from the prison, and this prison is well known for housing political prisoners and anti-government protesters. Many of its former captives have said they were mistreated or tortured there, and the blaze came as Iran remains roiled by mass protests, and just a day before the 1-month anniversary of the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, who died while in the custody of Iran's so-called morality police. The U.S. and Canada have shipped military equipment, including tactical and armored vehicles, to Haiti amid a mounting security crisis. This comes after the government of U.S.-backed Prime Minister Ariel Henry called for international involvement to combat gang activity. The UN warned last week that a blockade of a major fuel terminal by gangs was compounding food insecurity for millions of people, with 19,000 Haitians already experiencing famine. Thousands took to the streets of Port-au-Prince last week in opposition to foreign military aid and intervention. Demands are also mounting for Henry's resignation, which comes as Haiti is facing a fresh cholera outbreak, with prisons particularly vulnerable to large clusters of cases. Australian Prime Minister warns historic flooding may worsen. UK protesters throw soup on a Van Gogh painting to demand climate action. Greek authorities discover 92 migrants stripped naked near Turkish border. Workers at an Apple store in Oklahoma voted Friday to join the Communication Workers of America, making them the second retail outlet of the tech giant to unionize. Senator Bernie Sanders celebrated the successful organizing campaign, tweeting, quote, "Last year, Apple made a record $95 billion profit. Its billionaire CEO made $99 million in 2021. It's time for Apple to treat its workers with respect." I think that will be all of the stories we have for today. There are more stories that we will be sharing with you on some of our other shows, the Urban Conservative, and freedom for all, along with T. So stay tuned for the stories that we will have out on those very shortly. Of course, all of your support means a lot, y'all. We can't do it without you. So to help us grow and to keep going, consider donating to the services at the bottom of the screen. Every dollar goes a long way. And if you have stories that need to be exposed or events that need shared, please email us at theleonblock@gmail.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. Just search The Leon Block. That is all the news for the moment. Stay tuned for more.